Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy. I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? Heard you look.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another chapter of My Story, My Challenge. My Story, My Strength 365-day challenge. I cannot get that for the life of me. So, like promised, I'm back with a second show because unfortunately, again, yesterday, I had a blackout that lasted from the daytime all the way till almost midnight. So I said I was going to give you guys 2 for 1. So you got your 2 for 1 so that we can stay on track. Thank you so much. So I have to let you guys know that this topic is going to be very, very hard. This episode extremely sensitive content, including sexual violence, domestic abuse, forced conception, emotional trauma, and physical assault. The story details graphic physical violence, non-consensual acts, reproductive trauma, and emotional aftermath of conceiving a child through violence. Listener discretion is advised. Listener discretion, viewer discretion, because it's not a listener, you guys are watching, is advised. Oh, wow, okay. Especially for survivors of abuse or those navigating reproductive trauma. Please prioritize your emotional safety and listen with care or support if needed. And again, I'm going to always say this because that is not put in these trigger warnings. You need to leave, you leave. You need to go. Please don't sit around and hear my story just to support my healing journey. This is your healing journey. And if your healing journey says this is too much, walk away. Because this is a very graphic episode, okay? So I want to talk about a time that was really conflicting for me. And there was a time that I conceived my daughter. Though I love all of my children. I love them so much. I either don't remember how the conception happened or it was a traumatic event that I will never forget. So I have 3 children. My 2 older children are boys, and my baby is my only daughter and my best friend. She knows and understands that I'm sharing my stories of healing, which unfortunately includes how her beautiful light was created. I'm not sure how this happened or what made him want to violate me this day, but this happened when my second son was about 5 or 6 months old. It was after he kicked me in my stomach and he breaks into my house and he doesn't leave. And, I can't get him out. So it's just like whatever, because the police, they tell me they can't make him leave. But this day he was mad at me for some reason or another. I can't exactly remember why. All I know is that he was trying to start a fight all day and I just wasn't biting. It wasn't in me. I didn't feel like doing it that day. I was tired of dealing with him. I just wanted today to go by without any incident. I mean, I was already mad that he was forcing himself into my home. I didn't want him in the home. Every time I tried to get him to leave, he didn't care what I wanted. He wanted to be in the relationship. It was all about him. So I was already just like done. And the whole day he found out something to complain about. I don't care if I left a piece of trash on the ground or if it was taking me too long to cook a meal. And I just let him express his feelings while I was taking care of my kids. And I just really was just shutting down at this point. He got tired of me ignoring him and he started getting in my face and making it apparent that this was not going to be a good day. Okay. So I just kept doing my normal thing. I fed my boys dinner. I gave them both a bath. My youngest son, he wasn't even 1. So I put them both in the bath together, cleaned them up real good, put them in their room to go to bed. And it just kind of seemed like he was just waiting for me to get the kids out of the way because we lived in a 2-story apartment at this point. It was a 2-bedroom instead of that loft that I said in the last episode. And this was when he was just kind of antsed up. Like, I don't know. I can't explain it. He kind of hyped. It's like he hyped himself up when I was in the bathroom. He was already mad at me because he forced himself back in my home and I was just not responding to him in any kind of way. Like, again, the police telling me they can't. We're married. There's nothing we can do. So I was just trapped and isolated. And I wanted to find a way to have peace in my home. I was not being intimate with him. I'm just done. Please just leave me alone. So when I walked down the stairs, he was down there waiting. He started calling up me all kind of bitches and hoes, telling me that I'm having sex with someone else because I won't have sex with him, instead of understanding that I just don't want to have sex with him. Okay, this one might take a little while, you guys. So I don't know what this is. This is a loud one. There is a store next to me, and I don't have a window, so you might hear some trucks. Usually it's the motorcycles, but this one was a little wild. So, okay. I wasn't being intimate with him, so he's saying I was having sex with someone else. I wasn't doing anything. But I didn't even care at this point. I'm numb. I just want to relax and watch a little bit of TV. But he was just so mad at me. He started getting violent. He started slapping me, hitting me, saying I was ignoring him, that I'm disrespecting him as a man and as my husband. And I just wouldn't argue back. I'm like, but okay. You just want me to argue back? Okay, I'm not. I kind of blocked his hits. Like, okay. And it just made things worse. I just try to walk past him. So he grabs me by my face or my hair. And then he starts to just like normal, bang my head on something. Um, and I said, okay, I'm not doing this with you. I tried to get away from him, turn around to go upstairs. But then he kind of pushed me and I hit my head on the steps. And he climbed on me and he started banging my head on the steps even more. I started to get dizzy and started having familiar feelings. He's given me a few concussions. Some were diagnosed, others weren't, but the feelings are always the same. So I'm trying to get up to get my balance, but I couldn't. I lost my balance. And it didn't matter because he pushed me down on the ground, took off my clothes, and then he started to rape me. I was telling him, stop. I don't want him to do that. But before he started to rape me vaginally, he was raping me anally. And I was yelling for him to stop, telling him he was hurting me because I'm not really into that. Whoever's into that, that's their thing. That's not my thing. But he didn't care. He just kept sodomizing me. And then finally he started raping me vaginally. He told me to shut up, and he's still punching me. He hurt me in ways that I won't ever forget. And for that next week, I was unable to go to the bathroom without bleeding. If I needed to sit down, I had to use one of those donuts that you sit on, or I wouldn't be able to sit, or I had to like kind of sit to the side. I couldn't sit down, but I had to pretend that everything was okay so my sons wouldn't know that I had been assaulted. I had symptoms of a concussion, but wasn't allowed to go to the hospital at this time because I also probably would have told them to look at me back there to see if there was damage, because I know there was. So it wasn't actually confirmed that I had a concussion. But again, you've had one, you had them all. And I'm going to say a few weeks later, maybe a month later, when I went into the doctors to try to get my tubes tied because I did not want to have any more kids by him. And they told me that they couldn't tie my tubes because I had a positive pregnancy test. And I was horrified because, again, I don't want any more children by this man. He literally is the devil. The things that he is capable of doing to me, like no one with a heart could do that to someone. I was only 21 years old at this time, and I just wanted to be free of anything to do with him. And I love my children so much. I do. The only thing I would change is the fact that I even had them exposed to him in any bit. Because I want all of my kids by the same man, but then those wouldn't be the children that I know. I don't regret the kids that I have. I regret that they had to be exposed to him, and I wish I'd have left sooner, but I'm also happy to be free of him. I just realized today that it has been 18 years since I left this man. And even though that wasn't an easy fight, he made me fight for that freedom. I am so, so proud that I have been fighting all these years, healing from the abuse that he caused me, because I have, and I'm going to continue. That's not the only person that caused me abuse, but as you can see, he's done some pretty bad things. So to identify my wounds, that night cemented something in me that I still kind of battle with to this day, a deep aching belief that my body could never truly belong to me. I felt like a prisoner inside of my own skin. I wasn't a woman or a mother. At that moment, I was an object, a shell, a thing to conquer, to silence, to destroy. I believed that I must have done something in another life to deserve this. My boundaries did not matter, and my voice didn't count. I questioned if I was even human. I felt like I was born to be violated, like my body was some kind of curse, or that I had a curse on me and I was a magnet for pain. And when I found out I was pregnant, I felt like life was punishing me for trying to survive. It's like, why would you keep bringing these children that I have to love into this world to protect them from this devil? So my reflection question to you: when did you first start questioning whether your body, your peace, or your safety truly belonged to you? And what would reclaiming it look like now? So when did you start questioning, is this my body? Is this my peace to have? Is my safety mine? If to get that back, what would that look like now to take that back, to take your body, your peace, and your safety back? So my negative mindset is I believe that my body was a battlefield, something to endure pain and not experience joy. But I had to believe that my body was was not a battlefield. It was a sacred place, and I had to understand that I needed to make peace with the idea that my body did not fail me. He did. He did. The truth is, I did not deserve that. I fought when I fought when I tried to. I fought against his advances, and when I tried to fight against him, he punished me for it. So it was never me; it was him. So the affirmation. Sorry, this is a really hard one for me. Is my body is not a crime scene. It is a sanctuary, and I will treat it with the tenderness it was always worthy of. Sorry, this was a hard one. So I need to do this grounding exercise with you guys. Okay, the grounding coping skill is grounding through movement, weighted body rocking. This is a powerful somatic technique often used in trauma-informed therapy to calm nervous systems and restore a sense of ownership over your body. So you have to sit in a safe place with your feet flat on the ground. And then you place a heavy blanket or your weighted blanket or a pillow across your lap or your shoulders to provide grounding weight. And then you begin to repetitively, gently rock back and forth or side to side, whichever motion is easiest for you, back and forth or side to side. There is no wrong way. And then you match your breath to your movement. You breathe slowly in through your nose and you exhale deeply through your mouth. And you say out loud, I am here. I am safe. This is my body. You rock for 2 to 3 minutes, allowing yourself to release tension with each exhale. This exercise helps your body reconnect with its sense of rhythm, safety, and personal space, especially after experiences where your control was taken from you. Okay, so I got through that. Today's challenge, my 1 minute empowerment challenge for you, is to reclaim a space that was once invaded. This might be your bed, your car, your shower, anywhere you once felt unsafe or powerless. Clean it, decorate it, and light a candle. Speak power onto it. Say out loud, this is mine. This is my space, and it serves me now. Take 1 minute to put your stamp back on the space where you were once silenced. Mine will be my body, because of course I live in a whole different country. That's not going to work on me. But put a space back where you was once. Put a stamp back on the space that was once silenced, because your voice is yours. It's yours. It owns the room now. It owns your life. So my favorite part of this is my survivor spotlight. And if you don't know this woman, you're missing out. Miss Tiffany Haddish. I love her. She is so funny. But she wasn't born into laughter. She earned every ounce of joy she gives to the world. She was born in South Central LA. Hey, my stomping grounds. I'm from California, not necessarily there. And I don't know how to say this word, but she was a Jewish immigrant father and an African American mother. Tiffany's early life was marked by profound trauma. At the age of 9, her mother suffered a traumatic brain injury in a car accident, transforming overnight into a volatile, unpredictable figure. So she wasn't her mother anymore. Tiffany and her siblings were soon placed into the foster care system, a shift that would deeply scar her sense of safety and worth. Separated from her siblings, Tiffany lived in multiple homes, constantly shuffled, often mistreated, and repeatedly reminded explicitly or implicitly that she was unwanted. The rejection etched itself deep into her psyche. She's openly shared how those years in foster care left her feeling disposable, unlovable, and like she had to earn love through performance. At times, she would make people laugh just to keep them from hurting her. By high school, Tiffany was homeless, sleeping in her car and scraping by on food stamps. Still determined to finish school and protect her younger siblings, she endured not only abandonment, but sexual harassment, racism, and emotional neglect. Yet she never let the fire inside of her go out. Comedy became her lifeline. But even as her star began to rise, her pain lingered. She wrestled with deep-seated self-esteem issues, anxiety, and unhealed trauma, all while navigating the harsh glare of Hollywood. Her memoir, The Last Black Unicorn, laid bare the often unseen emotional wounds that she carried, including abuse, failed relationships, and her journey of forgiving the people who hurt her. Tiffany she didn't just tell jokes. She told her truth, and that truth helped other survivors feel seen, especially foster youth and women who grew up believing they had to hustle for love. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to come back, you guys. Tiffany is a philanthropist. You would use the word that I can't say, philanthropist, mentor, and advocate. She started the She Ready Foundation, which provides resources and suitcase drives for kids in foster care, helping them to hold on to dignity and hope. Every action she takes is rooted in one mission: to remind the next generation that they are not broken, they are becoming. She is more than a comedian. She is a force born from fire. Her laughter carries the weight of survival. She turned being rejected into a system, by the system, into a platform that she turned self-doubt into visibility for every girl who's been told she's too loud, too poor, or too much to matter. Her story reminds us that comedy is sometimes the shield we use to survive, but truth is the sword that we use to heal. Tiffany doesn't just entertain, she empowers. She does not hide her pain, she honors it. So to Miss Tiffany Haddish, thank you for daring to shine after years in the dark. Thank you for sharing the messy, unfiltered human parts of your journey so that others know that they are not alone. You transformed abandonment into advocacy. You turned the silence of foster care into a megaphone for every forgotten child. We see you, we laugh with you, I laugh with you. We stand with you, we honor you. Thank you so much. So you guys made it through this story. And if you're still here, breathing, feeling, listening, you've already done something powerful today. You didn't turn away from my truth or from truth. You didn't flinch from pain. You stood in the fire of someone else's memory and said, I see you. This isn't just content. This is sacred ground. Every story I share is a piece of me I never thought I'd survive. But here I am, turning my trauma into testimony and my breakdown into someone else's breakthrough. So if you're still healing, still fighting to be seen, still learning how to exist without apologizing for your scars, this is the space for you. And if this message resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Empowered Voices, Finding Strength in Survivors, and walk this daily healing journey with me. You can also tune in every Friday night, which is tonight, in the next hour, actually, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, for Insights of a Survivor, where we dig deeper into trauma no one talks about, but everyone feels. You can also join the realest conversations on Raw and Real with my collab podcast host, Mr. All Love, every last Saturday of the month at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we can't forget about my sister, Coach Kiss, and her show, The Kiss Corner, with my sister again every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where healing meets sisterhood without a mask. You're not just surviving, you're reclaiming. You're not just healing, you're rewriting the pain, the legacy of pain. And if no one told you today, you deserve to be heard, loved, and free, because your story does not end in pain. It begins in power. Now, I will see you all tomorrow for another powerful story of healing. I love you all. Stay strong.
Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy. I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get